coming in. It's Larry Joe, SirenSongLover. Gonna do some card pulls. Hope you're having a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day. It should be my neighbor. I used to love Fred Rogers. He honestly was such a beautiful freaking soul. Anywho, I'll hop in. We'll see if we can pull some energy. Maybe get some friends to come in. Hang out. Whew. Sleepy energy in me. We need to get some energy moving. I've been moving and grooving kind of all day. I started off the morning early by getting to Barnes & Noble before they opened up, which was quite the experience. It's been a rough week. I decided to go for a ride. Decided to get myself like an early birthday present and coffee as a treat because my birthday is coming up. And yeah, so went out and did a bunch of energy clearing, just kind of energy grading, driving all around town, kind of breaking up any stagnancies. And then I came home and did some Reiki with the earth and did some drumming to, again, work on some more stagnant energy. So, ramblings. Anyway, I guess be you. Be authentic. Do what makes your little heart happy, especially when life gets really hard and challenging. Do nice little things for yourself. Even if it's doing 20 minutes of sitting in silence. Sometimes the kindest thing you can do for yourself is sit in silence. Alright, so Queen Esther, the morning star. My ego is in service of my soul, and I trust my soul's divine timing. Okay. Queen Esther, the morning star. My ego is in service of my soul. Our ego is meant to protect us. That's not a horrible thing. And I trust my soul's divine timing. When you are ready, your ego will stand up for you, the little guy, and say, you know what, no more. So when you're done being tired, you'll finally stand up for what you want. All right. Beautiful. Divine Feminine Oracle message. Love that for us. All right. All right. White Buffalo Calf Woman. The prophetess of the sacred way. My heart is a compass. The path of love is true abundance. My heart is a compass. The path of love is true abundance. When we are in the vibration of love, we are in the vibration of money. That's why we're all so sick and tired, is because we're not vibrating in love. In love, your heart guides you to your abundance. Start listening to it. When there's things that you love and want, listen to it. Because that's how you're going to find that thing that you make the best of your life with. Saraswati, the goddess of self-knowledge. The essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. Saraswati, the goddess of self-knowledge. The essence of who I am flows effortlessly into everything I create. So this is when you tap into yourself. And it really does start as self-love first before it goes anywhere else. When you tap into self-love, you'll find your path. You'll find the way. Step in and listen to your voice and listen to what you need. Okay. Let's do a few more cards and then we'll see where we go. Yeah. May hop into the tarot. We'll see. Alright. Thecla, the prophetess of true power. I call my power back from all times and places. I am my own. I call my power back from all time and places. I am my own. You are your own guiding light. Act like it. Take your power back from the things, people, places that don't serve you. that only drain you. All right. Super serious. Just kidding. All right. Amaterasu, the goddess of light. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. Amaterasu, the goddess of light. Be happy for the people that show you your darkness, because they are showing you a way that you can grow and expand and love deeper. And then I'm actually going to pull from the Pluto Oracle, the Oracle of Pluto, for a minute. That last deck was the Divine Feminine Oracle. You have to be careful with me. I move pretty fast sometimes and move pretty slow sometimes. So, I don't know. I moved to the south to realize that no one speaks at the sound of light. So, I don't know. The pace is definitely different here. And the area of town that I moved into feels like it's definitely stuck way in the past. And that's fine. All right. So I just pulled from the Oracle of Pluto. I am Lara Jo, SirenSongLover. Welcome on in. The card that we have for guidance is Snake. How do you need to get super comfortable with your shadow side and your shadow, your ability to blend in when you need to and evolve and shed your skin and grow bigger? I love these cards because they're shadow hand puppets as well. This is a brand new deck that I purchased today, so I haven't done a lot of work with it. I've been doing a lot of other work all day doing energy clearing, and I've been trying to come back and sit with this deck for a little bit, so I think it's really fun. But anyway, there's shadow puppets, and yeah, how do you need to play with life? But how do you also need to embrace your shadow, your side where you maybe aren't always how do I put that? Aren't always maybe where you need to be, and you need to shed old layers or skins, versions of yourself. Yes, this goes with tapping into knowing who you are and knowing who you're not, and shedding any versions of yourself that no longer keep you like in the happiest and highest vibe. It's really hard at first, and we always want to run back, and yet when we get farther away from versions that don't fit us anymore, we realize that we can never go back. Bear. Okay, bear. I'm going to speak to the bear with hibernation. How do you need to, maybe when you need to rest and you need to go into your cave to hibernate? I always think with bears, I mean, the first thing with bears and cycles I want to say is hibernation and winter. And it's not even winter like cold, but winter just, how do we as a cycle need to go within to heal ourselves and to know ourselves? Yeah. Apparently there's been a lot of shadow work that needs to be done right now. So maybe that's why Pluto has been calling. We're in Virgo season, so we've been doing stock on what we want, what makes us happy. We're going into Libra season where karma, like the scales are balancing, and then we head into Scorpio season, which is rebirth, death, cycles, and kind of like reaping. So cycle wise, it's how are we taking from now and until Scorpio season and cleaning out what we want and what we don't want. Hermit is very much about self-medicine and healing from within, or carrying the knowledge and the light on your path within your own grasp. So Hermeticism, like it is very much about going on that track, like what do you want, what do you not want, what do you need to let go of. And then karma, like Libra season kind of being where karma is everything that didn't serve you, that's all being taken out. Like all those balances, all those scales are being balanced. And then Scorpio season being where everything, we see what the harvest has been. Not to sound archaic, but yeah, as we move through these transits, it's how are we cleaning house? How is it all settling out? What is there? And then, yeah. So we need to move through our emotional cycles as well as how the earth moves through its own natural cycles, how we have fall and then winter, you know, and then spring and then summer. We also as humans move through the transits and cycle as with the earth. So hopefully all of that made perfect sense, of course. All right. Swan, how are you transforming gracefully? How are you swimming through the tumultuous waters in life, even if it's dark, even if there's no one else around? Hiya. Good, how are you? So Swan, how are you moving through life along the water's edges? Keep going. Keep wading through the shadows and the dark until you figure out that there's nothing to be afraid of. I'm great. Just pulling cards. How are you? All right. Okay. All right. All right. Crab. So have you been crabby? Come on in. All right. So crab is Cancer. How are we wading in the shallow tide pools of life? Cancer energy with crab. How are we wading in the shallow tide pools of life? And if you are sad, yes, definitely come and find people that help give you guidance and messages. And yeah. So crab energy. Are you gonna wade deeper? Or are you gonna go up onto the shore and play in the sand? Like, yeah. All right. So, I'm gonna just pull some tarot. What part of the world are you in? I'm gonna pull from the Everyday Tarot. See if there's guidance that you need to be following. Ooh, that was way too many cards. Yeah, I'll take what's on the bottom there. So the Devil. How are you keeping yourself chained to addictions that aren't serving you well? And how do you need to let them go? The challenge with addictions, no one can stop them for us, just like no one can pick up the addiction for us. Knight of Wands. Have you been rushing ahead too passionately? Have you been forging ahead with no idea like which way to go? All right, let's see. Hold on. I just dropped some. Happens all the time now. All right. 3 of Cups. So, 3 of Cups. This is celebration. This is friendship. This can also be third parties and betrayals. So, 2 of Wands, needing to balance out your passions, your pentacles, the earth realm, and like the spiritual realm. So, when you're hanging out with friends and in the cups and the emotions, is it bringing you balance and everything that makes you happy? Or is it robbing you of your peace? If you're around people that aren't bringing you happiness, then it may be time to go. And it's not any like disrespect to the people that you're around. It's just like, hey, we're not on the same vibrational match anymore. Like, this doesn't feel good to me anymore. I love when people get mad when you outgrow them. And it's like, I'm not outgrowing you because I'm better than you. We just don't have the same habits, the same friends. We don't move in the same circles anymore. The world, be willing to close out chapters. Be willing. The world speaks to like closing out of chapters. This is defined. This is fated. The world, like, the whole world will be in your hand once these chapters close out. Let them go. Anyone that doesn't help you build when you're down does not deserve to have a seat at your table when you are up. Let them go. Write new chapters. All right, let's see. Let's see. 8 of Wands, there's communication coming in. These can be messages coming through the air. This can be email, it can be text, it can be songs, it can be flashes of light, it can be weather disturbances, it can be all kinds of things. But 8 of Wands, you have messages coming in rapidly. The Star, that embodiment of, okay, so the Star, and I absolutely adore this. This is Aquarius energy, and the Star is known as the water bearer, and water being emotion. So they are an air sign, and how they contain those emotions. So the Star is, you rock. You are the Star. You can carry the burdens and the emotions that no one else can. It's heavy sometimes though. The Emperor, this is Aries energy. So we've got Aquarius, we've got Aries, we've got tons. We've got Aries, Leo, Sag. So definitely fire energy. The Emperor knows what they want. The Emperor knows what they want. So start embodying, start knowing what you want. If you had the most beautiful dream life ever and you were the star of the show, what would your life look like? And then the Emperor, that's like the counterpart. Like the Emperor is, you know what you want, you go for it. Aries leads forward with passion. They don't let anything step in their way. 4 of Pentacles, being in financial imbalance, not standing on steady ground. It's like you barely have enough pentacles to get through what you need. King of Pentacles, once you start letting go of the patterns that don't fit you, the people, places, things that make you not happy, your pentacles will grow. You'll embody King of Pentacles, and this is masculine. Whether you're feminine or masculine, it's the energy trait of being financially abundant, sitting in that power of knowing what you want. This is all beautiful energy, whether you're masculine or feminine, and there's a lot of masculine energy all over it, which is spectacular. But even if you're feminine, how are you bringing into balance that drive and that force with your beautiful creativity and receptivity? So King of Pentacles, when you let go of things that don't serve you, you can bring in your wealth, financial abundance. Pentacles being Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. These are very, and Capricorn, like earth signs being feminine in polarity, but King of Pentacles being, having that abundant household. Being set. King of Wands. Oh man, there's so much King energy all over this reading. So King of Wands, sitting in your passion, your embodiment, your, like, again, beautiful energy. Beautiful, beautiful. When you let go of things that rob you of your peace, you're able to sit in your divinity. 8 of Swords. It starts as mental. Let go of the mental imprisonments that no longer serve you. If it doesn't serve you, let it go. It starts here first and then transfers outward. Our outer world is a reflection of our inner world. So if you want anything to change, you have to change your thought pattern first and then it becomes an outer reality. So 8 of Swords, letting go of those thought patterns that no longer serve you, that keep you stuck, stagnant, bound in that loop of just negativity. Let it go. 10 of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is the rainbow. This is the rainbow. Keep pushing. You are at the very tail end of all of that pain. Let it go. Let it go. Let go of the people, places, things. I know I say that. I've said it a million times, but when you do, and sometimes it's radically just letting it go. Like, recently I was having thoughts about someone. I was like, just let it go, Lara. Because as soon as you let go, it'll take care of itself. And it really can be that simple. It's like, you know what? There was something I wanted to say something about, but I just let it go. Because why do I want to waste my energy talking about something that isn't relevant? Like, if that person isn't affecting your daily life, if they don't pay your bills, they don't feed you, they don't feed your kids, whatever it is, or if they don't make you happy, if you don't respect their life decisions, why are you respecting their criticism? Like, that's the biggest thing. If you don't appreciate or respect someone's life decisions, why are you accepting any of their opinion on like how you should live your life? 10 of Cups, because when you let go of other people's burdensome thoughts, you bring in happily ever after. 10 of Cups is happily ever after. That's family, that's love, that's abundance, that's stability. Just, it's the best thing. So be willing. And it's terrifying to let go of people, places, or things, because we think like, oh, that's our shield. We need it. We have to be there. It wouldn't work without us. Well, you know what? When you let go of it, you start sleeping better at night. I found out when I stopped crying about that dude at night, I started sleeping better. Like when I stopped worrying about what he was doing, because he wasn't in my life. He wasn't making me happy. He wasn't feeding me. He wasn't holding me at night. So why was I crying over him? My life got a lot happier when I no longer had to worry about what he was doing or who he was doing. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that cheers you up. Or makes you laugh or feels relatable. Who knows? Alright. Let us see. What other... Alright. I'm Lara Joe, SirenSongLover. Should you wish to donate to Cash App, it is capital S in Siren, capital S in Song, and capital L in Lover. The Magician. Use every element in your environment to make the best life possible. The Magician. Use every element. When we look at the Magician, infinity, cups, swords, wands, pentacle, divination. He takes all of the elements and realizes that all parts of it are of use. When you realize that all of the elements in your environment, in your life, in your in your experience are all to be utilized to make the most beautiful in your life, you'll start going places. So we can call the Magician the Master Manifester, we can call it the Master Manipulator, we can call it any number of things. What it truly is taking and alchemizing, taking one thing that is this and mixing it with another and merging and making something beautiful. So I love to think of the Magician a lot with alchemization of pain. So instead of letting that pain rip you apart and just make you feel all kinds of things, take all of the elements of it and create something beautiful from it. Take your pain and transmute it into something beautiful. Make it art, make it whatever, make it a song, make it a book, whatever you've been through. Take your experience and make it into something beautiful. Do not hold on to that pain. Our lives are meant to be expressed through our mediums, like whatever our art is, it's meant to be expressed that way. That's why we're here, to express, to grow, to learn, to teach others. Teach others the lesson through your art so that they don't have to go through it either. Like, if you have that song that's been burning your throat to get out, get it out. Even if it's doing a song on a live TikTok that you've been carrying for years, because you don't know who's going to hear that and whose life it's going to change. You don't know when you sing that song if that person has been waiting to hear you their whole life. You don't know. So, or I don't know. That may be their anthem to get out. Like, I've come from some pretty rocky situations, and then I share on it, and then people go, oh, I had this too, and I hope I'm that brave. And I'm like, dude, you are that brave, first off. Second off, if I could do it, you can do it. Yeah. I'm eating because my stomach is like grumbling, but not loudly yet. Pretty soon. That, and I tend to be a spicy kid, and I forget to take care of my own needs unless my body complains. I get like immersed in stuff, so sometimes I'll get immersed in reading and be like, oh, it's been 3 hours and I haven't eaten all day. Page of Pentacles. This is building finances. Slow and steady. It's very slow moving. Pentacles, again, being earth. And Page of Pentacles, you start building your wealth. It's slow and steady, one step at a time. The Devil, again, don't let the addictions chain you. Don't let your addictions chain you. You must sit with what drives you, and then don't let it continue, because otherwise you'll never get out. 10 of Wands, putting down those burdens that are not yours to carry. Do not carry other people's burdens. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. The Moon. This is duality, secrets. Not everything's out in the light. So that's happening a lot with the world right now, is that not everything has been out in the light. So not everything can be judged without knowing. So a lot of things that we've been carrying, a lot of burdens that we've been carrying and such, like, we didn't know what we were carrying or why. And those are coming out to visibility right about now. I don't know if that makes any type of sense there. Yeah. Are there any questions you want to ask while we're in here? Or hopefully this is bringing guidance and insight. Just trying to take a moment to catch up. I'm going to pull some cards from the Crow Tarot. So on the bottom of the deck over here is Knight of Wands. Let's see what else we got going on. So Knight of Wands is moving towards your passion, slow and steady. Tentative steps, baby steps, even one step at a time. I know I heard another reader today say baby steps. And that really is the most of it, is that it doesn't matter how fast you get to the finish line. What matters is that you keep going. Even on the days you want to give up, you keep going. One foot in front of the other. Ace of Swords, truth, clarity. Ace of Swords is truth and clarity. Getting the insight, the answers that you need. And Four of Wands, being able to bring in happiness, stability, harmony. Four of Wands, I always see is twin flame or harmonious within your own self or your own life. That's having this steady foundation. Having all of your balance, like all of your passions balanced, like 4 walls. So, Four of Wands. Sometimes it's radically letting go of people. I'm going to say that too. Like, sometimes it's just like radically letting go of things. Like, even no matter how much time you spent with something, just being willing to let go. Because you're like, dude, I've spent so much time and energy and effort and it hasn't changed. Like, if it were going to change by now, it would have. So, part of discerning or part of finding your happiness is, regardless of how much time, energy, effort you've put into something, be willing to radically let it go and walk away. Because if it's not making you happy, why do you want to spend any longer in that situation? I don't know. 10 of Pentacles. Fortune favors the bold. 10 of Pentacles. Walking away. Being willing to be your own stability. Being willing to walk away from things that don't make sense. It'll bring in 10 of Pentacles. And Page of Pentacles, this again is slowly building those finances. So walk away from things that don't serve you, that don't make sense, that seem elusive and like there's illusions. Be willing to walk away from it. If there's secrets and it's not making you happy, or if there's secrets and it doesn't make sense, walk away. Yeah. That message was for someone. I've had to do that myself. Like, I've spent decades and I walked away, and sometimes I've spent like 5 minutes and just walked away. So be willing, when you get that Ace of Sword clarity, that logical, like, hey, this needs to change, be willing to follow that guidance, because it will bring in your finances. And when you cut things out of your life that are draining your finances, even if you're rebuilding them slowly, you will have financial success. The High Priestess, this is using, I love this. This is beautiful energy. This is Libra energy. High Priestess is much like the Magician, using all of the elements within your environment to bring in everything that you desire. So these are all beautiful higher knowledge cards and embodiments of, you don't need to seek outside of you for the guidance and the answers that you need. You need to look within the environment or within your experience set to determine what you need, what your life needs, what your particular magic is. You can't look to someone else's magic and say, oh, that's me, or I want that. You have to look within you, in your environment, to figure out what you need to fix your life. And then you need to open your mouth, because closed mouths don't get fed. So the beautiful thing is like, when you figure out what you want, need, desire, you will not settle for any less. So if you have just gone through hard lessons with people and you're like, I'm never going to do that again, that is a blessing. Sometimes lessons are blessings, because that is something you will never tolerate, you will never do again, you will never be again. When I came out of a really toxic, unhealthy relationship, like, I was part of that. I was toxic and unhealthy in my own ways. And I did a lot of damage to my body, to my mind, to my soul, by participating with people, places, things that weren't healthy for me, and I knew it. My body told me. I was like, I'm not ever going to put my body through that ever again. So sometimes lessons are blessings because we're like, we're never going to do that ever again. Like, have the t-shirt, have the scars, have the fan club newsletter. No, thank you. We can, all of that needs to go. Like, unsubscribe, throw it in the trash, donate it, don't care. Like, don't want to participate in that ever again. So when really heavy things happen to us, and our capacity to reach new heights and great heights is our capacity to dig deep and dig down into the earth. So when we let go of people, places, and things, it's not that they're the problem, they're the burden. That's just that no longer matches with who you would like to be anymore. An example of this is I gave up drinking because I figured out it no longer served me. So it wasn't that those people were bad people that drank or that I used to be friends with or that I used to hang around. It's just that we no longer have the same ideals in life. Like, I don't want to go to the bar and just sit around and bullshit and get drunk and then feel like shit later. Like, no, thank you. I would rather spend my afternoon, instead, it was Friday afternoon, instead of spending Friday afternoon at the bar hanging out, it was like I was staying on my patio with my dog, chilling and doing Reiki and doing energy releases and drumming. And while that may sound horrible to most people, that just makes my little heart happy because nature is God. Nature is an embodiment of God. And when we sit with nature, we are in touch with ourselves. We are in touch with source when we sit with nature. So instead of going to the bar and hanging around people that aren't happy, want you to spend money, want you to enjoy in their misery, why aren't you taking a quiet walk? Or why aren't you sitting and talking to the animals or putting your bare feet on the ground, dancing, singing, shouting, laughing? Like, get in tune with being in touch with nature. And being in touch with nature is learning that everything is nature and that you can't control anything, so you might as well observe and play. So, yeah. I don't know if any of that makes sense. I'm like a real life Cinderella here, I guess. Alright. I am Larry Jo, SirenSongLover. Card 7 of Swords, betrayals, deception. This has to do with gossip, maybe slander. Let it go. Let it go. They gossip about you, let them go. Because if they gossip about you, they don't like you. Alright, Knight of Cups. How are you moving in emotions that are maybe slow? You're coming in slowly with a cup with emotions. Or are you rushing out? Rushing out's typically Knight of Swords though, so let's see. Alright. 4 of Swords, betrayal, heartbreak, backstabbing. Left out in the cold. Alright, so maybe you were done dirty by a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio that was playing in just crap emotions, playing mind games, betrayals, left you out, heartbreak, financially in the cold, just left you to percolate. Move on. If they left you out in the cold, move on. If they don't believe in you, move on. That's their loss. I'm going to tell you the biggest advice I can give you. Clean up your circle and then disappear for a little while. Move in silence. Like, clean up your circle, move in silence. Because then when you pop back up, like, you're going places and they haven't. I used to have a friend that worked at the liquor store, and when I gave up drinking, I was like, hey, drinking's bad. This stuff that you're doing is not good. You need to get out of it. Like, you can't do this and live a good life. She didn't want to listen. So I stopped drinking. I moved on with life. I had driven by the area like months later, and I walked in and she had tears in her eyes, but they were tears of anger because she was still sitting in the liquor store, miserable, ruin other people's families and lives because she was sleeping with people she shouldn't have been. And she was still sitting there. And I wasn't. I had moved on. I had made new friends. I had learned new lessons. I was looking good. My skin was glowing. I wasn't all bloated because I wasn't drinking. So your appearance changes drastically when you quit drinking in all of the most beautiful ways. Like the inflammation in my face came down after quitting drinking. And I mean, physical difference. When I started giving up people, places, things that weren't for me, I started becoming prettier. Because being around people that made me feel like crap didn't make me feel pretty. And I didn't want to shine because if they were so miserable, then they made me miserable. I wasn't feeling my best. So when I started letting go of those people, places, things, you know, like my skin started looking better. My money wasn't so tight. Like, let go of the things that don't help you grow, regardless of who it is or how long you've known them or what it is. Like, be willing to let go of things that don't make you feel your best. Tower. Otherwise, universe will come in and take that away. The Tower is Scorpio energy. The Tower is everything must go. You can't hold on to it anymore. It's broken. You can't hold on to it. You got to just let nature take its course. And when big storms or the Tower comes in, look at it as an opportunity of, okay, this doesn't work. The structure doesn't work. What can we salvage? What can we keep? If there's nothing, if it's complete decimation, that's the cycle's over. And the only thing you can do is have a new cycle. Be willing to get up and brave the world after the Tower falls and create a new world. Like when things look like it's not good or anything like that, like how can we look at it with like a new eye of opportunity? What can we create out of what is left? Or what can we make better? So the Tower, heavy Scorpio energy, Pluto energy, that very cyclical, heavy closing of chapters. It's like there's no going back. Six of Swords, moving away to safety. You're being moved away to safety by source, by universe. So Six of Swords, be willing to get like moved after deceptions and heartbreaks and betrayals. It's like the scales are balancing. So after, yeah. All right. 10 of Wands, putting down those heavy burdens. Let them go. They're not yours to carry. Don't keep holding them. And 3 of Swords, betrayal, heartbreak, deception, third parties. After all of that chaos, really, truly, let it fall. Let it go. Put it down. Move away to safety. And breathe. Even if it's for 3 seconds, breathe. When everything falls and the chips are down and you're being moved away. And imagine like you're on a ferry, like a boat. And you're moving away from shore on that ferry, and it's like, okay, I'm on a safe vessel. It's taking me across the port. I don't need to worry about being anywhere. I don't need to worry about doing anything. I'm not going back to that place. I'm moving to a new and safe environment. Breathe. Breathe. Drink your water, meditate, gather your thoughts, journal if you have to. I love trauma dumping journaling. After all of the chips fall and everything gets really heavy, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take and I'll set a timer. Like if my mind's racing and I can't think clearly, take and set a timer for a set amount of time. Don't think about it. Set on some music and just write. Like, don't worry about what you're saying. Don't worry about what's coming out. Don't worry about, just pour everything in that little brain of yours. Just put it down on the paper. Let it go. You don't even have to read it. You can take it outside. You can tear it up. You can burn it. You can bury it. You can, whatever you want to do with it. You can hold on to it and come back to it in 5 days and see if you still feel the same about what you put down on that paper. Whatever you do with it, it's yours and it's your own journey. But if your mind's so cluttered and you can't get any of the information to make a stream of conscious thought, just for 5 minutes, just pen and paper, just write. Set the timer, start it, just write. And then whatever you need to do with that paper, you'll do. But release yourself from the mental imprisonment that you've been carrying around. That story you've been telling yourself about who you need to be and what you need to be doing and how you need to show up in the world, stop. Stop living the lives of someone else when it didn't work for them. So why are you trying to make it work for you? If you're an example, my mom wanted to be a nurse and she couldn't. Life circumstances prevented her, and I think that's unfortunate. I think my mother is a very intelligent woman. She would have been amazing in the medical field. Both my sister and I went on to actually pursue into the medical field, and I'm sad that my mother did not get to express that for herself. The sad thing is, though, she wanted us to follow in her path, which in ways we did, yet not the ways that she wanted us to, because it wasn't, like, she wanted to live vicariously through us. So because she couldn't be a nurse, she wanted us to be a nurse, and that wasn't our jam. My sister and I both went on to paths that were different than that. And the challenge was I spent the majority of my life trying to meet my mother's standards when she couldn't meet her standards due to life circumstances. And I realized that our parents want better for us than they themselves had, yet maybe we don't achieve it like they did. Like, I wasn't ever meant to be a nurse. And what I actually pursued was way more beautiful and fulfilling and satisfying to me than being a nurse. And that's not to say that we don't need nurses. We absolutely most do. I went on and pursued the passions that made my little heart pound. And it was beautiful. And the impact I made was phenomenal. So my mom couldn't make her dreams come true, so she tried to make us make her dreams come true, and we could never do it because she couldn't do it. So stop living up to other people's shadows that they can't even fulfill. And even if you do fulfill someone else's roles that they want for you, are you ever truly going to be who you need to be and want to be? So don't let other people tell you who you need to be and want to be and how to show up in the world. Maybe if they see something in you, you can take guidance if you appreciate and value their opinion. But if they're not someone that you can trust or that their decisions are good, then don't. Page of Wands. So, and Queen of Wands. So Page of Wands and Queen of Wands, how have you been moving through outdated patterns about what you want for the biggest life possible? Page of Wands, think we're just shouting from the rooftops. We don't know exactly what we want, but we want something. Queen of Wands, balanced, decisive, emotive, has every option under the sun to fulfill her needs. Be willing to let go of the patterns. I know, I feel like a broken record. I sound like a broken record. And it's very frustrating sometimes, like, when I'm working with my clients. And maybe it's because I'm a broken record. Like, I'm very stubborn. You have to be. You have to be stubborn to make it through life. Like, life has been trying to get me down since the day I was born. So, it's like when I'm giving them messages, and it's like, well, maybe it's because it takes so long, it's so hard for me to get the messages. And I argue, like, I've been arguing with a lot of boys recently, and not in bad ways, but like in ways that like they want to hold on to a bone, and I'm like, hey man, you can hold on to that bone, but I've already done all the hard work, and I'm going to tell you it really is just like this. So you can argue with me, but I've done the work. So if you want to argue with me and waste my time, you can go argue with the wall. Because you can argue with me all day long, but I've done the work to show you that it can work. So I don't got time. I don't know. I've been having that argument with a few boys where it's like they don't want to learn the lesson. I'm like, okay, well, I gotta go. I've done the work. I can show you it can be done. You can bitch, you can whine, you can cry all you want about how you don't like it and it's unfair and blah, blah, blah. But this is how you get there. So, yeah. I'm stubborn, but I guess that's because I turn around and argue with other really stubborn people. I have really cool friends sometimes. And I have also gotten out of some really rough situations. So, be stubborn when you need to be, and know when to back down when you need to. So, let's see if there's any other messages I need to float through. I gotta watch my mouth sometimes. 6 of Pentacles, balancing maybe outdated family ideals of how you should manage your money or make your money. Balancing both the light and the dark within you. I love that these cards are coming back out as confirmation. So, hey, hiya, how are you? Hopefully you're having a beautiful night. I haven't been around for a little bit. Life has been lifing. Lots of moving parts, shaking, foundations, all that jazz. Knight of Swords rushing through with the Truth Swords. Take no shit. Keep pushing, keep popping. Cut through with the swords of truth as you need to. Balance out your finances. All right, let's see. Judgment. As you use your swords of discernment and truth, you will bring in judgment. I love that is very Libra energy. The balance, like the scales must be balanced. Use the sword to cut through and balance the scales. Bring judgment. It's messed up your finances much too long. All right. Let's see. How are you today? Ah, all right. Dropping on the floor. Drop it like it's hot. All right. Page of... Okay. What? Oh, it was Knight of Swords earlier. And then 8 of Swords. Removing yourself from mental imprisonments. No longer keeping yourself stuck in those loops of thought that are just cycles that aren't beneficial. They aren't of use. Don't keep getting stuck in them. Page of Swords. Release yourself. Be willing to move swiftly in any direction that you need to. When the wind changes, be willing to move swiftly in whatever direction you need to. All right. Let's see. I'm going to take a sip of water for a minute. See if you want to come in and chat, ask any questions, see which way the energy needs to flow. Happy Friday the 13th. I love when people get superstitious about Friday the 13th. The 13th is a feminine number. It's very beautiful, divine, and it's that how do we embrace our nurturing feminine divinity, even the dark side, even the occult side, even the dark side that scares us. How do we embrace that? Friday the 13th. I love. Let's tap into how do we embrace our spooky side. That isn't really spooky. It's just we became disembodied from our dark divine feminine. So now we think it's scary because it's angry. Yeah, it wants to be heard. Kali Ma. She wants to be heard. Kali, the mother of the universe. I release all that doesn't serve me. It's time to be the truth of who I am. As a beautiful divine masculine or feminine or one and the same both, how are you embodying the truth of who you are in all of your dark and your light? How are you authentically showing up in the world? Now is the time to be willing to walk away from people that don't accept or understand you. You don't have time to argue with them. You don't have time to waste. Accept who you are and walk away. Kali came back out again, the mother of the universe. I release all that doesn't serve me. It's time to be the truth of who I am. Sit in your beautiful warrior, princess, goddess. I don't mean princess, but more goddess. That divine embodiment of all sides of you. Your mother, your light, your universe, your dark, your savage. Sit in all sides of it. The scary. That's how you bring in true happiness. Sit and know yourself. My Bago. Okay. I love this. We're going to speak this so freaking loud and proud. My Bago, the warrior saint. I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. When you keep fighting for what you love, the resources will show up. Do it. Be brave enough to know yourself. Be brave enough to embrace all of yourselves, the light, the dark, the sad, the happy, feel your feelings. Fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with all sides of yourself. The good side, the bad side, the destructive. I know I keep going about all that, but such a message for, I feel like the whole collective, especially myself right now. A lot of the energy has made just kind of chaos and made me feel like, oh man, am I this? But then it's like, no, I'm not. I'm just feeling through a very unfeeling world. I'm going to totally say this completely wrong. Ananda Maya Ma, the joy permeated mother. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. This is all such beautiful information, knowledge about just fall in love with you. All sides of you, like you, be able to sit alone by yourself before you want other people to sit with you. That's a beautiful thing I've had to learn. Like, before I can ask a partner to love me, I have to be able to love me first. So even when I'm having a bad day, even when I'm having a meltdown, it's like, I know that that's the medicine I need. And that if I can figure out what medicine I need, I can also figure out how I need help, but I can allow other people to come in and be a part of my life and allow them to help me. It's like, when you know what you need, you'll know how to fill your own cup. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see if there's any other. The Divine Feminine Oracle. Alright, I am Lara Jo, SirenSongLover. Should you wish to donate to my ministry, cashapp SirenSongLover, capital S, Siren, capital S, Song, capital L, Lover. Pope Joan, the Pontiff of Possibilities. The possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. We are ever expanding out. Pope Joan, the pontiff of possibilities. The possibilities are limitless because the soul is limitless. The universe is limitless. It's our body that we put restrictions on by what we do with it. So when you tap into your soul, you realize that there's nothing stopping. There's nothing. Everything is continually expanding out into more. Alright, I'm going to pull in some tarot. We're just going to go into the everyday tarot. I'll find some information in here. The Star. Love that this came out again. Being the water bearer. How are you being the star of your own life? Seven of Swords. How have you been having people stab you in the back, betray you, steal from you? Stop allowing them to steal your light. Stop allowing them to steal your happiness. Be the main player energy in your own life. Take your own power back. That's how you actually get even more limitless possibilities. When you take all of your power back from people, places, things that do not belong to you, and let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I always imagine, like, don't give that pain or anything to anyone else. Give it to the universe. When you're sad, give it to the universe. Go sit on the ground. Give it to the universe. Give it all of your pain, all of your burden, all of your everything that you're feeling. Give it to the earth. It can handle it. But don't be destructive. Like, don't intentionally hurt the earth just like you wouldn't intentionally hurt yourself. Like, let those betrayals, cry if you must. Cry on the earth if you must. Let it go. The earth can handle it. And move on with life. The possibilities are limitless when you give up your pain, because then it's like, once you give up that pain to the universe, because it can handle that weight, you're free to move about the country. Like, once you let off the baggage of people that is not yours to carry anymore, you're free to move around. Three of Wands. Building foundations. Building foundations after not knowing which way to go. A Knight of Wands. Building with passions. Coming in with those passionate ideas. How are you making way for new possibilities in your life or new passions? Or are you closed off? Like, you say you want something, but do you have space in your life for it? An example of this in my own personal life was, like, I had said that I had wanted to start dating again, but I didn't have any place, like, in my life where someone to date would fit. Like, I didn't have... Like, I couldn't see what would it look like to be dating. Like, what would our Sunday look like? Or what would it look like if they shared a house with me? Like, where would we put them within the life? And it's like, if I wanted to see all that, I had to imagine what it would feel like to have that component in my life. So it was like silly things, but I started buying flannel shirts and started pay more attention to how men smelled. And, like, that sounds silly, but it's like, if I wanted to create space for a partner in my life, what does my partner wear? What do they smell like? What do they look like? Like, what kind of job do they have? And you can't predict or control any of that, but if you can't see what it looks like, how can you envision it and bring it into your life? So how are you opening up the possibilities for new people to come in? Or opportunities. If it's a job, if you want a new job, like, are you looking for a new job? What do you want your next job to look like? Do you want it to be the last job that you had before? And if it isn't, like, you can't call something in if you don't know what it looks like, smells like, feels like. experiences. Like if you want something, like you want a new car, what does that car, where are you driving it to? Who's going with you? What are the options on it? What does it smell like? Where are you living? Like start calling in those things that call you. Start building a life with what you want. Stop focusing on what you had and start building, like, what do you want to build going forward? Don't dwell upon what you had in the past. Ask for what you want. The Empress, you are fertile. There may be pregnancy. There be news of pregnancy. It could be a spirit baby. The Empress is that bold embodiment, Pisces energy. Very intuitive, very knowledgeable. I love that it has the pomegranate, the seed of life. This is, again, all fertility, all abundance. You're creating beautiful things. And again, spiritual, like pregnancy or fertility can be thought patterns, ideas, things that you want to invest in. Make room for beautiful things to unfold in your life. Alright, let me pick those up. Let me see what's going on. Ace of Pentacles, you got money coming. A whole bunch fell on the floor, but like money coming when you start. Okay, so I'm going to just slide through all those, but Ace of Pentacles like just popped right in the middle. So Ace of Pentacles, when you invest in yourself, invest in the things you want, you let go. Again, Tower energy, heavy Scorpio. So I love that Scorpio is coming out all over the energy. Heavy letting go of the things that don't serve you. Everything must go. Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady. Money coming in. Ten of Swords. Letting go. That's rock bottom. Every betrayal, every sword in your back. It's got to go. Stop the bleeding. Stop the bleeding. These are all so many messages for us as readers. Like, if this ever vibes with you, a lot of times it's because like that reader is on the same level as you. Or a lot of us readers have gone through a lot of these things that we read on, because it's like we were stabbed by the people that we love the most, that wanted our abundance, or they wanted what we had, the gifts that we had, but we naturally are like that Queen of Pentacles, that embodiment of abundance, like stability, just everything's good. We've had beautiful love, Six of Cups. This is past, present, future, but Six of Cups is how do you look at what you want? Balance out what you didn't have in the past, that lack in love, and look back at it, but ask for more. Ask for your happiness. Ask for what fills your cups. Ask for what makes that love and that pentacle grow. If you've had every sword in your back and you don't ever want to live that way again, do not settle for those conditions. Don't do it. I mean, you can, and I have. I wouldn't suggest it. Just personal advice. Don't settle. Don't settle. Know your worth. If you don't know your worth, other people will tell you. So, actually, you know what? I love when people are like, you're so high and mighty. You're right. I am. I sat and I did the really hard lessons. I paid a cost that you were unwilling to. So don't say that I'm this, that, or the other thing. No, I'm that in a bag of chips. So know your worth. Be cocky when you need to be. Be humble when you need to be. Yeah. All right. My worth may be going to get some food soon because I'm a little hungry. All right. I don't know. It's been really challenging. Like, finances have been tight. Which is silly because Queen of Pentacles, I know I'm abundant. I know I'm financially abundant. I say finances are tight, but that's all like illusions. We all have the capability to alchemize what we need, love, want the most in our lives. So Queen of Pentacles, knowing I'm financially abundant. Ace of Wands, follow your passions, or that passionate offer is coming through. When you realize how abundant, how badass you are, how much you're worth, people are going to be giving you wands left and right. This is like when you decide that you're worth it, the universe will show you. So, hell yeah. Hell yeah. When you show the universe that you're Queen of Pentacles, you're abundant, whether you got $3 in your bank account or whether you got 300 or 300,000, when you start showing that, the Ace of Wands is going to start being like, yeah, let's give you all this passion. Let's give you all this. When you can sit and feel confident in what you have, even if it's not much, the universe will start rewarding you. Hanged Man, changing perspectives, seeing it from a different angle, being willing to not get stuck in the temporary solution, like the temporary of what it looks like. Justice, Libra energy, heavy again, Libra energy. It's all got to balance out. It's all got to use swords to bring it all. This is logic. So when you sit in your embodiment, whether you've got $3 or $300,000 in your bank account, the passions will flow. Sit in that mental space of being abundant and yeah. There's a lot of there is a lot of fertility in the air currently, especially with thoughts and ideas, and Source has been giving like a lot of downloads and information and all of that currently. So it's like, as you start realizing that maybe change thought patterns, like what we've been taught about everything is wrong, and hopefully that makes sense, but like what we've been taught about abundance isn't truly money and wealth. Abundance is how are you utilizing all of the elements within your environment. Abundance is how do you take what little you have and make the most of it. I love how I sat with one of my reader friends, and she said this, and not in like a derogatory way, but she's like, you make a mountain out of molehills, and not in like bad ways, but it was like, she's like, you can take scraps and make full course meals. And it's like everything that I take, every lesson that I take, I attain to do what the universe does, which is not be of waste. So everything I'm giving, good or bad, it's meant to be utilized in all the ways possible. So when she's like, yeah, you take nothing and make it into the most beautiful thing, you have to realize that some of your abundance is how you are able to alchemize and truly take the most bare minimum ingredients and make beauty out of it. Knight of Wands and Three of Wands. This is, again, you're building your passions. You're bringing those passions, and you gotta be you and be authentically you. Hopefully all of that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna pull one more card, and then I'm gonna hop out. And yeah, so one more card. I am Lara Jo, SirenSongLover. Should you wish to book with me, you can email me at SirenSongLover@yahoo.com. You can go to my website, SirenSongLover.in. I have a Shopify store, which is SirensGadgetStore.com. And as always, if you'd like to sew into my ministry, because this stuff is, it takes a lot to do all of this, but yeah, a lot of spiritual training is like an unpaid internship, which not unfortunately, but working in the medical field, I've done a few fair shares of unpaid internships. So like, I'm a broke bitch, supplies are expensive, the knowledge is expensive, Earth School is expensive. Yes, so you want to donate to my Cash App. It's Siren with a capital S, Song with a capital S, Lover with a capital L. The card to close out, and I love this for us. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. We'll just say this is you, the universe, the counterpart, whoever you need to feel love from today, okay? Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. You are so incredibly loved, my friend. You are so incredibly deep. You are abundant. You are beautiful. You are fertile. Please know, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Keep swimming. Keep swimming. All the way down. Listen to the siren song. Listen to the siren song in your heart and find your way home. I'm here for you, friend. I'm cheering from the sidelines. Have a beautiful night. Thank you.